Imagine a world where invisible puppet strings dangle from every wrist, and someone may be tugging on yours right now. Every day, subtle forces pull at our emotions and guide our choices in ways we barely notice. A colleague's gentle flattery might convince you to take on extra work. A loved one's cold silence makes you anxious to fix whatever you did wrong. In the quiet theater of everyday life, manipulation hides in plain sight. You might think, "Not me. I'm in control." But have you ever said yes to a favor just to avoid guilt? Or kept silent about something important because you feared anger or rejection? These little compromises are echoes of unseen puppet masters at work. No one is immune. We are all being influenced and quietly controlled more often than we realize. So tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on these dark arts. We'll dive into how emotional tactics like guilt and fear hook us, and what Machiavelli's centuries-old playbook can teach us about modern manipulators. Most importantly, we'll map out how to fight back. This journey won't be comfortable, but it will be liberating. By the end, you'll know how to spot the hidden ploys, guard your mind, and reclaim the strings of your own destiny. Emotional puppeteers: guilt, fear, and charm. Manipulators are emotional puppeteers. They tug at your heart to move your mind. 3 of their favorite strings are guilt, fear, and charm. Each is a powerful lever that can make you dance to someone else's tune without even realizing it. Guilt is a silent blade. Imagine a friend sighing, "I guess I'll go by myself. Don't worry about me." Suddenly you feel compelled to rearrange your plans to avoid feeling like the bad guy. A skilled manipulator twists your empathy against you, making you feel responsible for their pain. You comply not because you want to, but because they've injected you with guilt, and you do anything to ease it. Fear is their whip. A boss might murmur, "Jobs are hard to come by these days," when you hesitate to take on more work. A partner might say, "If you ever leave me, I don't know what I'd do." These aren't casual comments. They're threats in disguise. Fear paralyzes. Under its shadow, you'll appease and obey to avoid whatever doom has been hinted at. If they make you afraid of consequences or of losing them, you'll stay on the leash, a prisoner to your own anxiety. Then there's charm, the sweet poison. A charmer showers you with praise and affection, making you feel adored and special. It's intoxicating and disarming. With your guard down, they start bending your boundaries. Suddenly, the no you meant to say turns into a yes. You tell yourself, "They've been so good to me, I owe them." But underneath the flattering glow, it's a transaction. By the time you see the web they wove, you're already entangled. Often these tactics are woven together. The same person can play the victim one minute, the intimidator the next, then the sweetheart after that. Whatever keeps you under control. It works because each ploy strikes at a vulnerable part of you. To truly understand how to break free, we must examine those vulnerable parts, the cracks in our armor that make us easy targets. Exposed wounds, our psychological vulnerabilities. Each of us has hidden soft spots in our psyche. These are the entry points a manipulator looks for. It could be a desperate need for approval, a habit of swallowing guilt, or a terror of being abandoned. These vulnerabilities are like cracks in your armor, and a cunning player knows exactly how to aim for them. One common vulnerability is approval seeking. As social creatures, we crave acceptance, but when it becomes desperation, it's like blood in the water for manipulators. They'll pour on praise and attention at first, making you feel wonderful. Then they suddenly turn cold whenever you don't toe the line. You start scrambling to win back their smile. Your self-worth becomes a puppet on their string, dancing for scraps of validation. Another gap in the armor is excessive guilt. If you have a big heart and a loud conscience, you hate to think of yourself as selfish or ungrateful. Manipulators learn this quickly. They'll say things like, "After all I've done for you," or, "If you really cared, you would." Each phrase is a dagger at your conscience, and it works. You feel awful for seeming selfish. So you give in to silence the guilt. Your kindness becomes your cage. Perhaps the deepest wound is the fear of abandonment. Many of us carry it from past hurts, or just a basic fear of being alone. A manipulator only has to hint at leaving, a breakup threat or an icy silent treatment, and that fear explodes. Panicked, you'll do anything to keep them from walking away. You apologize when you did nothing wrong and bend your values to avoid that ache of loneliness. With one tug, they control you. These very human tendencies, craving approval, carrying guilt, fearing abandonment, aren't sins. But left unguarded, they're open doors to your mind, and a master manipulator will stroll right in. Recognizing these cracks in your armor is the first step to closing them. Even Machiavelli understood how predictable and exploitable our nature can be, as we'll see next. Machiavelli's Cold Wisdom, Dark Truths of Human Nature. Niccolò Machiavelli's book The Prince is essentially a manual for manipulators. One famous Machiavellian principle: it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Love, he observed, is fickle. People might love you and still betray you. But fear stays. Someone who fears consequences will obey. Today's manipulators know this instinctively. They don't trust that love or loyalty alone will keep you, so they introduce fear. The fear of angering them, the fear of losing them. Your fear becomes their insurance policy. As long as you're afraid of the outcome, you'll keep doing what they want. Machiavelli also noted how easily we are fooled by appearances. Everyone sees what you appear to be, few know what you really are, he wrote. Modern manipulators thrive on this. They craft an image, the caring friend, the devoted partner, the confident leader, and we often accept it at face value. We want to believe the mask because the truth behind it is uncomfortable, and as long as the mask stays in place, they can get away with almost anything. In essence, Machiavelli taught that to control others, you must exploit the predictable flaws in human nature. The manipulators in your life are doing exactly that, capitalizing on your trust and fears. So how do you fight back? By turning Machiavelli's wisdom to your defense. Be a fox to sniff out deception and a lion to defend your territory. In practice, that means building an emotional immunity. Let's break down how to do that. Building emotional immunity. 5 steps to outsmart manipulators. Breaking free from manipulation isn't a one-time epiphany, it's a practiced skill. Consider these 5 steps a training regimen for your mind, your antibodies against control. 1. Recognize the red flags. Awareness is your first line of defense. Learn to spot manipulation in real time. If you suddenly feel guilty or anxious around someone, ask yourself why. Look for red flags like, if you really loved me, you would. Name the tactic for what it is and it loses power over you. 2. Know your vulnerabilities. Self-knowledge shields your weak spots. Reflect on what really moves you. Do you crave approval because you never felt good enough or fear being alone because of past hurts? Bend to guilt because you were raised to always please? Shine light on these tender spots. When you know your own buttons, you can guard them. Acknowledging your wounds takes away the element of surprise. A manipulator can't easily exploit a weakness you're fully aware of. 3. Establish boundaries. Your life needs walls that you control. A boundary means knowing what you will and won't accept, and voicing it. Manipulators hate boundaries. It's like showing a thief a fortress instead of an open door. Decide your non-negotiables ahead of time. I won't respond to insults or guilt trips. If someone threatens me, I will walk away. Communicate your limits and expect pushback. They may push harder when you say no, but stand firm. Every time you enforce a boundary, you teach others how to treat you. Some people will respect your walls. Those who don't will either expose their true colors or leave to find an easier target. 4. Master your reactions. Stay in control of your own strings. Manipulators want you to react without thinking. A burst of anger, a knee-jerk apology, a panicked concession. So practice the art of pausing. When provoked, don't respond immediately. Take a breath, Count to 10. Silence is a weapon. Use it to regain control. In that pause, ask yourself, is this person trying to manipulate me? By not reacting blindly, you deny them an easy victory. Instead, respond calmly on your terms. You might even call out the behavior. I see what you're doing, and it's not going to work. 5. Build your independence. Meet your own needs so others can't use them against you. Cultivate a strong sense of self that isn't ruled by others' approval or threats. Practice giving yourself the validation you seek. If you're proud of something, acknowledge it without needing applause. If you feel lonely or afraid, remind yourself you can endure it without running back to a toxic comfort. Expand your world with supportive people, new knowledge, and meaningful pursuits that fulfill you. The more secure and rich your life becomes, the harder it is for anyone to trap you in their web. This isn't isolation. It's choosing healthy connections and keeping your core self strong. Be patient with yourself. If you slip up, learn from it and keep practicing. Soon guilt trips will bounce off, charm won't fool you, and threats won't faze you. You'll say no without guilt and walk away from toxicity with your head high. That's the power of a mind that's learned to resist manipulation. But what happens when the manipulator isn't just a colleague or a friend, but someone you deeply love? That is the ultimate test of your resolve. The hardest goodbye: freeing yourself from loved manipulators. It's one thing to confront a toxic friend or coworker. It's far harder when the manipulator is someone you truly love. Here, your heart and mind go to war. One part of you still cares for them deeply, remembers the good times and clings to hope, while the other part knows you're being harmed. Breaking free can feel like betraying them, or like cutting off a piece of your own soul. This is the most painful test of your resolve. The truth is, love and manipulation can intertwine. A person can shower you with affection one moment and tear you down the next. You hold on to their loving side, thinking, they're not all bad. And maybe they aren't purely evil. That makes it harder. It's like poison sweetened with honey. The kindness, the warm memories, the rare gentle moments are the honey that keeps you drinking, even as the poison of their control is killing you slowly. No amount of sweetness justifies the damage being done to your spirit. There comes a point when you must see the truth for what it is. Whether it's family or a boss, society pressures loyalty. Family is forever. Don't burn bridges. But blood or a paycheck doesn't justify abuse. You have the right to distance yourself from a toxic parent or to walk away from a toxic job. Yes, you'll wrestle with guilt, but your well-being comes first. No one, not even family or an employer, is entitled to your mental health. In a romantic relationship, breaking free can feel like tearing out your heart. Often there's a cycle of hurt and apology that repeats, making you hope next time will be different. To escape, you must accept it won't change as long as it works for them, and find the courage to leave. Leaving may feel like a death. You'll grieve the relationship and the future you dreamed of. But beyond that grief lies the clear air of freedom, where your mind is your own again. When you do break away, whether from family, lover, or boss, expect a final onslaught. They may cry, beg, or accuse you of betrayal. After all I did for you, how dare you leave? They'll cast themselves as the victim and you as the villain. It's their last desperate grip on you as you climb out of the pit. Hold firm. You don't owe anyone your suffering. Their feelings are their responsibility. Your duty is to your own life. Yes, freeing yourself from someone you love is heartrending. You'll feel heartbreak, loneliness, even doubt. But with each day outside their control, your soul heals. You'll see how twisted things were once you're free of them and reclaim the parts of yourself you had to hide. In the end, you might lose the relationship or the illusion of it, but you gain your freedom, self-respect, and a chance at real happiness. That trade is worth it. Sovereignty awakened. Seeing through the matrix of influence. Picture the world as a puppet show, with invisible threads connecting people to hidden puppet masters. Subtle forces tug at our thoughts and choices every day. This is the matrix of influence that ensnares unaware minds. But now you see those threads and you can cut them. You can step off the stage and reclaim your autonomy. This reclaimed autonomy, your mental sovereignty, means your mind is yours again. Your decisions, your emotions, your identity are under your control, not an advertiser's, not a partner's, not a politician's. It's like taking the red pill in the matrix. The comforting illusions fall away, and you see the machinery that once pulled your strings. Yes, that clarity can be disorienting. You might look around and see many still dancing on strings they can't see. You'll feel pity, perhaps, but you know you'll never give up your freedom now. Now that you see the game, you might be tempted to play it on others. But real power isn't about pulling strings. It's about no longer needing to. True strength is living in truth, not deceit. Free minds inspire freedom in others. By cutting your own strings, you become a beacon for anyone ready to wake up. If you've come this far, you're already waking up. Keep feeding that hunger. Continue learning and questioning, and no manipulator or system will control you again. Liberation is a lifelong journey. Stay watchful, but don't grow bitter. Stay kind, but never naive. Trust yourself. You don't have to walk this path alone. Subscribe to Neuromystique and join a community of awakened minds. Together we'll expose the hidden forces and support each other in reclaiming our minds. This is your life. No one else should hold the strings. Thank you for watching, and stay free.